Hello everyone, I'm Ian, and today I'm going to be doing a review, but a bit differently than normal. And that's because I've just been really thinking about how people do reviews, and it seems like they're just trying to be the first one to get the review out there, and they're not really caring about the actual information that they put into the videos because they just haven't spent enough time with the gear, the equipment, the technology that they are using. And that's what I want to do this for. I'm going to be doing my review of the Autel Evo in parts, and then in the end I will be putting all these parts as well as anything else that I found along the time of using the gear to put into the full review, and in the end have a very comprehensive and conclusive review. So we're starting off here with things that I don't like, and I'm sure that you can tell by the length of this video and the fact that I'm sitting in a big comfy chair that I don't have much of a job to do here, as there's not much that I really don't like about this drone, which is a really impressive thing to say. But like I said, if there's anything else that I find during my time using it prior to my review, I will make sure to add it in the full review. So without any further ado, let's get right into this video. Starting off with the no extra 30 degrees on the gimbal. So in the past I've had DJI drones like the Mavic Pro, the Mavic Air, and both of them have the ability to make the gimbal go past the horizon, make it go up so you can use maybe the bottom rule of thirds in photos and videos, and you can just get those nice revealing shots where you go over something and you're coming up above a tree line or a building, and then you go from looking up to looking down on it. Things like that I am not able to do, but there are a few ways that you can actually help with not having this ability, and also it is something that can be fixed with software, which I did contact Autel about, and because of their amazing customer service, they got back to me pretty much instantly and said that they would pass it on to their engineers, and that they have had many other requests for this extra 30 degrees or some kind of extra tilt on the gimbal to make it look up a bit. They need to put that in the software because it has the ability to go up, so they just need to allow us to do that in the software. But secondly, even if they never add this feature, which I really hope they do, keep your fingers crossed, the Evo has a really wide field of view already, so pretty much even if you're just looking straight, because of how wide the field of view is, you can already kind of see up quite a bit. So it's not quite the same, but you already have a lot more in view just on the Evo itself. Next up is sometimes there are jerky movements in the gimbal, especially in panning. So say you're going along and it's really windy and it starts to jerk a bit. I think the gimbal tries to compensate that, but the second that it can't anymore, it doesn't change the orientation of the drone. It rather just kind of jerks the camera because there's literally no more mechanical limit left for the gimbal to move. And I just think this is a software issue, as I could just make the drone kind of keep its position better so that the gimbal doesn't run out of rotation. It's something that they can fix in software, so I'm not gonna say that this is an awful deal breaker or anything, because none of these are. They are all nitpicky. So next up is no gradual increase in speed when you increase your altitude. Basically what this means is when you're closer to the ground and you're using obstacle avoidance, it really slows down the drone quite a bit because it needs to have time to brake before it hits an object. But the second you get high enough that there are no objects, or it believes there aren't any, it just picks up speed to, well, its normal cruising speed, and it does it just instantaneously. It's just instantly going so much faster. So when you're flying, trying to get a nice cinematic shot, you're going nice and slow. The second you get out of that zone into the new speed zone where it believes there are no obstacles, it just picks up speed, and it can ruin your shot because it goes from nice and slow to whipping across very fast. So hopefully they can fix that in software in future updates. Finally, last but not least, is one that is kind of a hardware issue, but at the same time it's not a deal breaker. And that is that the backwards sensors are kind of gimmicky, just because they use IR sensors instead of like cameras. And it works, like if you're holding it in your arm, it'll tell you how far away you are. If you back up against maybe a wall or something, it'll tell you how far away it is. But if you're trying to use this to stop the drone, you're going to be sad because it does not stop the drone. It will tell you on the controller how far away things are, but if you back into something, it's not going to stop. I think it may in some modes. I'm not sure what they are. I'll have to put them up somewhere here, what modes it'll actually stop the drone in, but in the normal flight mode, it will not. So don't trust it. It's not a deal breaker. You should be in control of your drone and know where it is at all times. But at the same time, they're there, they market it as them being there, but they don't do much. So that's about it. I don't have any other issues with my Evo. If you guys have any issues with them, please let me know down below. I'd love to talk about them, hear your opinions on this, and stay tuned for the rest of my Autel Evo review coming up in parts, and then the full review coming up at the end once I've really got to know my Evo and what this piece of equipment can do for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Stay tuned. Next up is what I really like about my Autel Evo, and I can assure you it will be a much longer video. Stay tuned. Take care. Bye, everyone.